Hello and welcome. In today's video, we'll be exploring what happens if you fail the first Thieves Guild quest in Oblivion. Also, where the easily missed, horror-inspired Easter egg is hiding in Amantius Electus's house, and how much is the unseen price of repeatedly failing the quest.
We should not speak of this again until you can pay the blood price.
After learning of the Thieves Guild in the previous episode, we make our way to the Garden of Daraloth in the Waterfront District, where we will be supposedly meeting the mysterious Grey Fox, but instead find three individuals we had met prior: the hapless Argonian Amuse to our left, the untrusting Redguard Armand Christoph in the middle, and Methredel, the brazen Bosma to our right. Speaking first to Amuse, he questions.
You wish to join the Thieves Guild too? Oh, maybe we will soon be brothers in the shadow. Only Armand can say.
So, Armand runs the show, but no Grey Fox. Methredel then chimes in.
So, you are looking for the Thieves Guild as well? Armand Christoph will decide who is worthy and who is not. I've been preparing to join the guild for years. If you're nice to me, maybe I'll show you a few tricks.
Taking her assertion under advisement, we then speak to the ringleader, Armand.
A pleasure to speak with you.
Having received a mysterious note from one Mavrina Arano after being caught by the local guards for thieving,
Take this. It's from a friend.
we hand said note to Armand as a means of entry, explaining, I was given this note from one of your associates. It promised great rewards and less jail time.
Ah, yes. Another scoundrel who served time in an imperial jail. The Grey Fox is offering you a chance to join the Thieves Guild.
Ah, so he does exist. Can you tell me who is the Grey Fox?
He is the King of Thieves in Cyrodiil. You could think of him as our guildmaster, although he would deny that title.
Seems only high-ranking members may meet this King of Thieves. We then inquire, how do we join the Thieves Guild? Which initiates our induction into the Thieves Guild in earnest.
Everyone is here. Let's begin. Each of you is seeking membership in the Thieves Guild. The Thieves Guild is not a myth. We are followers of the Grey Fox, and I am his doyen. Merely by finding me, you have passed the first test. It's unusual for us to have 3 potential recruits at the same time. Rather than the normal test of skill, I'm going to make this a contest.
That's not fair.
Methredel, you know the rules. However, for Amuse and the newcomer, let me state them clearly. Whoever brings me the diary of Amantius Electus without killing him will be invited into the guild.
Ha! I'll have it before sunrise.
It's somewhere in the Imperial City. The beggars will help you locate it for a price. I can sell you lockpicks if you need them. One more thing. You cannot kill each other during this trial. We may be thieves, but we're not murderers.
Maybe he lives in the Elven Gardens district.
As Amuse strides off, he declares,
Step aside. I'm going to win the right to join the guild. You can't beat me.
It should be noted, the bumbling Argonian's assertion about the Elven Gardens district is not only false, but we find him later clearly lost and wandering around in the Talos Plaza district and couldn't really be classified as a contender in the quest.
Maybe he lives in the Elven Gardens district.
Turning to Armand once more, he appraises.
Yes, you might do.
Although he sells us lockpicks, as promised,
Here you go.
he's already given us as much information as he will for this quest.
Now get out of here.
With Methredel racing off into the night, we then take Armand's advice, waking the nearby peasant Puny Ancus for more information, who begs.
One more coin, and I can get a pair of shoes.
Say there, Puny. Have you heard of one Amantius Electus, perchance?
I've heard of him. What's it worth to you?
I'm a bit short on coin, old boy. You know how it is.
Amantius Electus. I thought you said Amantius Lecus. Sorry, never heard of him.
You know what's funny? I just found 5 coins in my back pocket with your name on it.
Oh, you are most generous. He lives in the Temple District on the Far East Side. He's an early riser, usually up by sunrise.
By sunrise. That's not much time. Thanks, Tiny.
Blessings of Anu upon ye.
Seeing as this is a race and Methridel looks quick on her feet, we pick up the pace, making a beeline towards the Temple District entrance. So, as promised, with multiple paths to succeed or fail the quest, let's first explore what success looks like. Arriving at the Temple District, we see the Bosma quickly outpacing us as we lag behind on her trail to the Electus residence, which she's dashed inside and we follow after. Once inside, Methridel sneaks towards the far end of the room to a desk. We spin on her as she warns.
Don't try to slow me down. I'm going to get that diary before you.
Wrong again, Meth Head. We turn to pluck the diary from inside the desk before she can even react, and our quest updates reading. I have beaten Methridel and Amuse to Amantius Electus's diary. Now to get back to Armand in the Garden of Daraloth. I'll have to wait until midnight when he is there. With diary in hand, Methridel skulks out of the house, and we follow behind. Outside of the residence, she breathes.
Get out of my way.
Back in the waterfront, we woefully locate a lost Amuse, who mistakenly declares,
Maybe he lives in the Elven Gardens district.
It's almost sad, especially the fact that when this quest is complete, Amuse will pack up shop, leaving the waterfront.
You've got some nimble fingers. What have you been getting into? What?
We may even hear rumors of our success from him.
Amantius Electus is complaining about crime in the city. Someone actually broke into his house and stole his diary. Stop talking.
The embittered Amuse will then relocate to Leowin permanently. Returning to the Garden of Daraloth at midnight, as instructed, we see the remaining thieves and turn to Methridel, who accuses.
Thief! You stole that diary from me. Now I have to wait to get into the guild.
Armand then questions.
Are you confused?
Look, we have Amantius Electus's diary. Does that mean we've passed the Thieves Guild test?
Congratulations! You have returned with the diary. You have earned the right to join the Thieves Guild. You now owe your loyalty to our guildmaster, the Grey Fox. He has 3 rules you must follow.
What are the 3 rules of the guild?
First, never steal from another member of the guild. Second, never kill anyone on the job. This is not the Dark Brotherhood. Animals and monsters can be slain if necessary. Third, don't steal from the poor. The peasants and beggars are under the personal protection of the Grey Fox, particularly here on the waterfront. Shadow hide you.
Speaking of rules, we've seen what success looks like. But as the video title promises, what happens if we break 2/3 of the Thieves Guild rules and A, steal from another member, then B, kill during the job, and C, fail outright? So, for option 2, thievery, we arrive too late at the Electus residence, finding Methridel has already stolen the diary, and our quest then updates reading. Methridel has beaten me to Amantius Electus's diary. If I can't get it from her somehow, she will get into the guild, and I'll be left out in the cold. It's too bad the competition rules won't let me kill her. However, Armand didn't say anything about stealing from her. The Bosma then gloats as she darts downstairs.
Ha! You're too late! I have the diary! I've got the diary, and I will turn it over to Armand the next chance I get. Out of my way.
Adding insult to injury, following her into the basement, she seems to have vanished entirely, and our quest updates further. Methridel has escaped. If I want the diary, I'm going to have to track her down. I wonder if the beggars can help me. Strangely enough, all we find in Electus's basement are strange plants, smattered with blood atop a table, which we will return to later. Chasing the Bosma, we break our way through the trapdoor below to find rats and goblins aplenty patrolling neath the house, and after trudging through the vast sewers, quickly realize we need aid of the beggars, as Methridel has seemingly vanished into thin air. Climbing topside, we regain our bearings, seeing we're northwest of the temple district, and happen upon a sleeping vagrant named Rag Bag Buntara, who rouses.
I'm so hungry.
Say, have you seen a Bosma happen by? Methridel is her name.
Yeah, I've heard of her. I'm going to need a few coins first, though.
Come on, I'm in a hurry.
And I can't help you.
Fine, how does 5 coins sound? For your trouble.
She lives on the waterfront. She's a late sleeper, though. In bed from sunrise till noon. She hangs out in the bloated float after sunset. Blessings of Anu upon ye.
Casting our mind back to our first meeting, we remember Methridel's small shack and wager, if she sleeps till noon, as the beggar had surmised, it's likely she isn't cuddling the diary at night, and it must be nearby. Back at the waterfront, we break into the Bosma's bunkhouse, where Methridel lies asleep, and dutifully rouse her, attempting to bargain.
Yes?
Look, about the book, is there any way I could persuade you to sell it?
It's well hidden, so don't even think about trying to steal it back from me. You should drop out now. You know I'm going to win. Out of my way.
Cocky to the last, we pretend to turn to leave the sleeping Bosma, instead slipping our hand in Methridel's chest that is laughably conspicuous. The book now predictably in our possession. Our quest updates. I've stolen Amantius Electus's diary from Methridel. Now to get back to Armand at Dariloth's garden by midnight.
What is it?
Waking Methridel on our way out, she rightly screeches.
Thief! You stole that diary from me! Now I have to wait to get into the guild!
Leaving the Bosma to her impotent rage, we meet Armand Christoph, who welcomes.
Congratulations! You have returned with the diary. You have earned the right to join the Thieves Guild. Shadow hide you.
Unfortunately, Methridel catches the end of the speech and rebukes as we turn to leave.
Can't you see I wish to be left alone?
Unlike her, successfully a member of the gang of thieves.
Stop talking.
Speaking of underhanded, the first way to technically fail the quest is by stealing the diary first. Now, it should be noted that during the quest, we cannot simply murder our competitors, as Emusei and Methridel are classed as essential. However, upon reading the clandestine contents of Amantius's diary, we find a rather dark and disturbing Easter egg and, well, see for yourself as it reads. I've planted the seeds of the drinkers. Soon I shall know if my theories hold true. The first shoots have appeared. I must make sure to continue the precise schedule of nutrient solutions. Small drinker fronds are clearly visible. This is a critical time in their development. I'm almost out of rat blood. I'll have to catch some more of the filthy beggars. The young plants are juveniles now. I can see them waving as if in a breeze, although the air in my cellar is still as death. I'm having a hard time catching any more cats. I may have to start using dogs. The damn trinker plants have a voracious appetite. One of them cut me today. I'll have to be more careful. My creations are refusing to feed. As an experiment, I offered a drop of my own blood, which one of them drank greedily. The other drinkers are beginning to wither. I collected a bucket of human blood from the healers. I have to pay her an exorbitant amount to keep her tongue still. The drinkers are doing much better. Am I doing the right thing? The benefit of these plants to all of Cyrodiil is beyond doubt, but the price may be too high. It is one of the most difficult decisions of my life. I have destroyed my notes of how to hybridize drinkers. I set the tray on the roof where the sun could strike them. An hour after sunrise, they were all dead. My attempt to create a hybrid of a vampire and plant has failed. They were just too dangerous. 2 parts grave dust, 1 part ash salts, mixed with human blood, exposed to 2 hours of moonlight each night. First off, is this why the Grey Fox targeted Electus? Not to bribe him with the contents of his diary, but to save his beloved beggar's blood.
The peasants and beggars are under the personal protection of the Grey Fox.
Second, if any of this gruesome experiment sounds familiar, it's probably because these insatiable, bloodthirsty plants are most likely a wry reference to the 1986 film Little Shop of Horrors, a darkly comedic musical film about a nerdy florist who discovers a bloodthirsty talking plant from outer space and must feed it human victims to satisfy its growing appetite, leading to a series of hilarious and macabre events.
A lot of folks deserve to die!
Wait a minute! That's not a very nice thing to say, but it's true!
We have tangible proof that stealing the diary is now doing some good in the city, as Amantius seems to cease with his horrific plant experiments. How do we know? Well, before his diary's stolen, whenever you speak to Amantius, he will greet.
I think someone is watching me. I see figures in the shadows all the time. I know it's all in my head. I'm spending too much time on my latest project. But enough about me. What can I do for you?
After stealing the diary, he may say,
I'm Amantius Electus, the writer. I'm working on a new edition of Lives of the Saints.
When asked about the Imperial City, Amantius will explain.
I'm here in the city for access to the temple libraries and for the bookstores, especially the first edition in the Market District. You too.
His wife, Kola, is evidently dedicated to her husband, as she will originally greet.
My poor husband is getting no sleep. He's awake all night taking care of those stupid plants.
Although post-stealing the diary, she will sometimes use the greeting.
I'm Calla Electus. My job is making sure my husband, Amantius, doesn't go out with his clothes on backwards. It's cute, really. Such a genius and can't find his own socks. It's a full-time job keeping him in matching outfits.
And when asked about the Imperial City, she replies,
I find things to do. I manage the house, make sure Amantius doesn't starve or run out of ink. Good day.
However, if we feel Amantius must pay for his crimes personally, we can head upstairs to find Electus and his sleeping wife. Luckily for us, they sleep separately. Our quest then will update reading. It may have been a mistake to kill Amantius Electus. I seem to recall Armand telling me that I couldn't kill anyone while retrieving his diary. I'll have to pay Armand a hefty fine. Unfortunately, he will only talk to me after midnight in the Garden of Daraloth. Killing them will grant us the Electus house key off their corpses, although admittedly we could have just stolen it off them. I mean, we want to be Thieves Guild members. But it will allow us to pilfer the contents of their personal chest, containing a pittance of gold and various junk barely worth its weight. Exiting the crime scene, we return to the soon-to-be disappointed doyen, Armand, who greets.
Are you confused?
We, have the diary. Don't mind the blood. That fiend Electus, though, won't be bothering anyone anymore.
Congratulations. You have returned with the diary. Unfortunately, you were stupid enough to kill Amantius Electus in the process. Now you must pay his blood price to enter the guild. However, because you are not yet a member, it is only half of what it would normally be.
If we're unable to purchase forgiveness, we say, "Sorry, I cannot pay it yet."
We should not speak of this again until you can pay the blood price.
Otherwise, to progress in the Thieves Guild questline, I'll pay the blood price.
Your generosity restores your honor within the guild. You may now seek membership. As a new member, you now owe your loyalty to our guildmaster, the Grey Fox. He has 3 rules you must follow.
The price of failure this time is a hefty 500 gold for the bungle and a promised 1,000 in the future. Interestingly, after completing the quest, May the Best Thief Win in an underhanded manner, we can start to hear the rumor.
Amantius Electus was killed during a burglary. They say the house was ransacked.
Our second fail state and price of failure comes if we allow Methredel to steal the diary but do not intercept her as she returns to Armand, and she'll pass us by and begin to gloat.
I've won the competition! My membership into the guild is assured! Out of my way.
Trailing behind and with no opportunity to reclaim the diary, our quest updates reading. The word on the street is that Methredel delivered Amantius Electus's diary to Armand. I hope Armand has something else I can do to get into the Thieves Guild. I should go see him at midnight in the Garden of Daraloth.
I have the diary!
Methredel, you have earned the right to join the Thieves Guild.
As Methredel saunters away victorious, we return to the Red Guard and he questions.
Are you confused?
Guessing you already know the test didn't go in our favor.
Methredel has delivered the diary to me. She has earned her place in the guild. You did not do so well. Since we rarely get 3 potential recruits at the same time, I'll give you one more shot. Amuse is a bungler and won't get this offer. The first one to bring back Rossin's sword will become a member. But this is the last chance. The loser gets nothing. Do you accept?
Remarkably, we can tempt the guild's wrath, saying, "You know what, I don't think this is for me. Maybe some other time."
You walk a dangerous path. Keep the secret of the guild, or else. If you change your mind, I'll be here.
Otherwise, if I want to get in, I don't have much choice. I'll join your competition.
Good. Remember, you may not kill anyone while doing this. If you need any lockpicks, I can sell you some. Be seeing you.
Once again, our journal updates reading. Armand is giving Amuse and I one more chance. We have to steal Rosan's sword from somewhere in the Imperial City and bring it back to him. The first one of us to do that will also be admitted into the Thieves Guild. And so again, we rouse the slumbering pygmy Ancus.
Please be generous, kind sir.
Evening, Ancus. Can you tell us about a local lady, perchance? One Rosan.
I've heard of her. What's it worth to you?
Come on, I already gave you money yesterday.
My memory is playing tricks on me. I can't seem to remember where she lives.
Oh, so you do know. How's 5 coins sound, you little lech?
I will sing of your charity. She runs the Fighting Chance Armory on the far east side of the Market District. Blessings of Julianus upon ye.
Now, with her location and Amuse nowhere in sight, we take our time, making our way to the Market District and attempt to enter during daylight hours to avoid any unnecessary attention from the guards. Once inside the Fighting Chance, we see an aging Red Guard in heavy armor standing over a counter displaying 3 swords, none of which appear to be the coveted cutlass. Speaking to Rosan, she greets.
Welcome to a Fighting Chance. I'm Rosan, proprietor. I sell the best swords in the city, and I offer advanced training for armorers.
And casually we inquire, So, what do you think of the Grey Fox? Lots of news kicking up about him lately.
Blasted thief. I hope they string him up when they catch him. He's a slippery one, though. The beggars are his eyes and ears. Goodbye.
Guess she made the wrong enemy. Although after searching the shop and her wares, we divine the sword must be in her personal quarters. All the while, Rosanne keeps a close eye on us, wandering her shop. And so we wait until nightfall, when Rosanne goes on her evening constitutional to break into the store and avoid any unwanted bloodshed. As the blood price is a hefty amount of coin, forgoing the urge to burgle the bottom floor lest the authorities are prematurely alerted to our presence, we instead sleuth our way upstairs. It's there Rosanne's unnamed dog is located in her private quarters, so we will need to either A, kill the dog, although this doesn't feel great despite the jiggle physics, or B, use our sneak, illusion, or better yet, command creature skill to retrieve the sword without alerting the dog. Casting the spell, we have roughly 30 seconds to locate our prize. Searching first inside Rosanne's room, we find her private storage does not contain the sword. Alarmed, we turn to leave to see a lone chest in the southeastern nook of her living quarters. Opening said chest, thankfully, nets us the sword and our quest updates reading. I have Rosanne's cutlass. Now to get back to Armand in the Garden of Dariloth, I'll have to wait until midnight when he's there. As we turn to leave, a guard dog breaks free of its spell. Caught off guard, we hastily cast a second command spell and burst our way out of the Red Guard shop onto the street, away from the frenzied animal, and out into the night to meet Armand, now successful in our caper. Returning to the waterfront district, we only pause a moment to see the stumped Amuse standing next to the petite Ankus and ask, "Hey, Amuse, you're looking lost there. How's the hunt?"
Ah, it's you. Step aside. I'm going to win the right to join the guild. You can't beat me.
It's just sad at this point. Hopefully he has better luck when he relocates to Leowin. Armand then questions.
Are you confused?
Second time lucky, it seems. Here is the rusty old cutlass.
It took 2 tries, but you finally made it. You have earned the right to join the Thieves Guild. You now owe your loyalty to our guildmaster, the Grey Fox. He has 3 rules you must follow. Shadow hide you.
Funnily enough, the unseen price of failing, then succeeding, nets us 2 infamy points instead of 1. Not that we're complaining about this price, as we are now a newly minted Thieves Guild member. Cyrodiil's coffers are our oyster. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to stay up to date with the Thieves Guild quest, consider liking and subscribing. And if you want to support the channel in a more personal way, the new Patreon helps make the longer lore movies possible. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, Traveller.